What is going on, everyone? Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do speed ramps, color grading, transitions with masks, and then how to kind of do effects with adjustment layers as well. So let me go ahead and head over to my project, which is this. These are going to be the files that we're going to be using, which I am going to give them to you guys. They're all going to be located in here. I believe number 51. It's okay. This one and this one we are no longer going to need, so I can delete those two. All right, so first things first, let me go ahead and just create a, obviously you want to drag your videos in, right? So we're going to drag your videos in. Now when you drag your videos inwards, you're going to notice that they're all recorded at 59.94 FPS frames per second, which is going to allow us to create some slow motion footage with these videos. Again, this is something that you need to set your camera up beforehand so that the camera is recording at 60 FPS. Now I created a folder, but I'll go ahead and do that for you guys as well, so we can go ahead and do that, but it'll be a new folder. Did it make it? I can't see. I guess not. All right, let's go ahead and create a new folder, and we're going to call this one slow motion speed ramps, and I'm going to call this one 2 because this is going to be number 2 for me, since I already have the first one. Now for all of these videos that we have here, we need to slow them down in a way that all these videos are already going to be slowed down for us, and we don't have to be doing them one by one. The way we're going to be doing that is we're going to select all of them by holding shift, or you can just click and drag whichever way you prefer, right? But you select all of them. We're going to right click, we're going to go to modify, and we're going to interpret the footage. This is going to give us the option to make it assume this frame rate was recorded at 24 FPS, right? And we're going to assume that it was recorded at 24. So now all the FPSs are going to switch over to 24 FPS. And we can drag all these videos into speed ramp number 2. This is going to help us in case we record videos that we don't want to slow down, and videos that you do want to slow down. You can put your slow motion videos in here while keeping everything else intact without slowing down, right? So now that we have everything slowed down to 24 FPS, we want to create our sequence. Now I already have a sequence. I can go ahead and close it if it makes you guys feel better. But essentially you should have an empty thing that says drop media in here. We're going to go ahead and drag any one of these videos, drag it in there, and we will have our sequence created. We're going to go ahead and rename that sequence to speed ramp tutorials, and I'm going to call it 2 because I already have one. And then I'm just going to drag that sequence all the way out until it is located outside of my folder, right? You don't want it inside your bin. You want it outside of your bin. So now that we have these videos, we can now start putting these videos in the order that we want, right? The first video that we're going to work with is going to be this one right here, and we're not going to need that much, so we can cut a good chunk of the video off. Speed ramp right there, speed ramp right here, and then it stops somewhere there. We'll drag the rest. We don't need audio, so we're just going to drag the little video icon and throw that in here. Now that we play that, this video will play in super slow motion. See, so slow motion. We're going to go ahead and switch over to our editing if we're not already there. Editing mode. And then we're going to make sure that we reset everything so it goes back to normal. And this is how it should look like for you guys. So we should be in editing and we're resetting back to normal. Now, when we start working with speed ramps, we're going to need space in these little layers. So we're going to drag right here in there where our white line is, drag it up. You'll see your keyframes. So you can right click, show keyframes, time remapping, and speed. Now it switches over to speed mode. And we can go ahead and play here. So it's going to go in a little bit. We're going to give it just a little bit more space right here. Right, so there we go. We have like the full video. So as we play this right here, we're going to stop it right there. We're going to zoom into that given area, go ahead and click our keyframe, and then we're going to stop it right there as well and add another keyframe. Now that we have the second keyframe, we can go ahead and drag this up. This will speed ramp the video to make sure that this area goes by really fast. I'm going to go all the way to about 1,800, 2,000-ish, somewhere there. I'm going to drag my timer line into the center of this so I can zoom into this area again. And then I'm going to drag these little icons to spread them up away from one another. There we go. Something like that. And then I'm just going to curve them using the little handlebars that are there. And that's going to create my very first speed ramp. There we go. So that's what I wanted. I'm going to zoom back out, bring this to the beginning. And so as it zooms into this one, we're going to leave it there for a little bit and then stop. We will add our second one and we will do it all the way to around here. There we go. And then we will speed ramp this as well. And notice that as you're speed ramping, your video becomes way smaller, right? So I went all the way almost to 3,600. Again, move your timer into the center of that so you can zoom in. Now that you're zoomed in, you click on those little handles and you spread them apart. Click on the handles and then you can see the curves. There you go. And so now it goes from there you go. And so that will be our second speed ramp. Now that we have our second speed ramp, we can kind of end it right around there because we don't need the rest of the video, and just chop that off. We'll go into our speed ramps number 2, and we're going to bring in our second video. Which one's this one? We didn't end up using that one. We don't need that one. Not that one. Not that one. This one right here. Yep, so we'll go ahead and grab this video in here. Again, we do not need the audio, so we're just going to drag it in here. We're going to put it up on top on video number 2, and then we're going to drag this video again and put this one in video number 1. So for both of them, we're going to add show keyframes, timer mapping, and speed. Show keyframes, timer mapping, and speed, and we're going to make this one a little bit bigger so we can see our keyframes. Make this big and then start zooming in so we can see what we're doing. So as this one starts coming in this way, right around here where it starts to show the bottom of the desk, I'm going to add my keyframe, and all the way to the top I'm going to add my other keyframe, and I'm going to just speed that up. Doesn't have to be by a lot, this one, but I'll just do around 1,000-ish. Keep going. All right, 800. Let's play that back. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll go ahead and just spread these apart. And then just curve them. Right, so now that we have these little curves and we see the way this video kind of plays, that's going to be where we do our transition, right? So this is where masking comes into play, and we're going to bring this down. We're going to come this way. Make sure that you have the video selected. You're going to go over to your effect controls and you're going to go into opacity. If opacity is closed, you can go ahead and open it up. We don't need motion, so you can close that one. And under opacity, you're going to grab the box. When you grab the box, you're going to notice that it's hiding the picture, right? And it's only showing our iPad currently. So we're going to stretch these out to the edges. Bring this one here. Bring this one here. And we're going to just put our hand right in the line. And you'll notice that we can add extra points. So we'll add an extra point and we're going to move that point down here. And we're essentially going to follow this right here. Right, so under path, we're going to click to start our keyframe timer. We're going to select our mask again, and we're just going to move through this like so. So right around here, this should be, oops, my bad. this should be all the way back here, and this should be right here. And just to make sure that all of this kind of played correctly, so right around here, this guy needs to be this way. Oh, so I'm guessing since the very beginning, yeah. Since the very beginning I have a problem with my mask. So since the beginning, this is cutting off a little piece right here in the corner, so it technically should be all the way down here. And every time there's like movement that I don't need, I'm just gonna fix that up. So right around here, it's when it all starts moving up. So I'll start moving these up. And then we'll move these up. We can also start moving this one up because eventually we're going to need to take it out of the frame. Now it's completely gone, so we can move these up, up, and up, right? So now this is what this will look like. And it transitions into the other one, right? And as long as you have a video underneath, it'll transition into whatever you have at the bottom. Then we can go ahead and close this one as we no longer really need it. Well, actually, we are going to do one more transition. I forgot about that one. It's going to be the one that for this one right here. So we'll grab this guy here and we'll put it on this side. We'll make this a little bit bigger so we can see. Right click, show keyframes, timer mapping, and speed. So for this one, we're going to transition from one to the other. And so whenever we want to do a transition like that, we really only need our speed and durations at the end. So we'll do something like this, and then speed and duration. And so we'll just do this all the way up, all the way up. Right, and so now we can ripple delete, and that's going to create a speed duration between the two videos right here. And kind of do this, and so you can see, oh, that looked really slow, like if it didn't do much. It's probably not fast enough. I can maybe move this way more over here. Yeah, that's fine. And then move this like that. Speed, ripple, delete. Yeah. So we have like a really funky looking effect going on here, but we're going to fix that by adding overlays. So we're going to right click, new item, and add an adjustment layer. For this adjustment layer, we're going to bring it in here. We're going to make it smaller, so I'll cut some of this off. We only need a little bit here. And for this one, we're going to add an effect. So we're going to go into our effects, and we're going to add blur, and we'll see directional blur. There's a bunch of blurs that you can play around with, and a lot of effects that you can play around with if you wanted to do stuff. But we're going to add a directional blur to this one right here, and then go to our effect controls, and you should see directional blur right there. So now we can go to the beginning of this, and we can start the stopwatch and move a little bit forward, and we can kind of bring this outwards like so. That's going to create a blur, and as we go this way, we can increase the blur, and as we go this way, we can lower down the blur, and then as we go this way, we finish off the blur with a 0. See, so it creates a way to like kind of mask the imperfections. And then we have a cool little transition. All right, and then now to finish it off, we'll go back to our project, and we'll right click, new, and adjustment layer. And so this is going to be the adjustment layer that adds color. So we'll do color and we'll do blur, just to make sure that we don't get them confused. All right, so color, that one's going to go at the very top, and we're going to zoom out. We can now make these smaller since we're done with the effects. And we're going to bring color all the way on the top and bring it all the way here. And on color, we're going to switch over to our color template. So right here, colors, or our workspace. And you'll see that we have color here. And as long as you have this selected, you can start messing around with this. So like for me, the numbers that I ended up going with was -19, -17.9, -0.5, 47.9. Under highlights, we went with -10.7. And under shadows, we went with -39.3. And so that was the difference that we made. So you can see the difference between the videos right here. And this is how essentially you can color grade your videos to make them look better and give them more of a movie-like feel. And there you go. That is how you do the tutorial. If you guys have any questions, just let me know and I'll try to help my best to help you out. Have a good one and see you on the next one.